share three movies that I really liked that having average tomato.
Courtney makes really great film content. If you don't know her, you should jump over, watch her channel. She gave 3 movies that she loves with a really low Rotten Tomato score. I want to give you 3 of mine, but first, films are better than people. What I really like about Courtney's videos is it doesn't just make me think about lots of different films, but also makes me think about lots of different subjects to do with films. Like, it's really interesting that the original question was, what is your guilty pleasure? And what she gave us was 3 movies with a low Rotten Tomato score that she really likes. Now, to me, a guilty pleasure is different from that. Because I think a guilty pleasure would be a film that you know is terrible, but you love it anyway. Like Judge Dredd would be one for me. And so I think it's really interesting the way that our language is kind of shifting in terms of films, and that also tells you something about the power that Rotten Tomatoes has over the film industry and the way that we watch films. But, you know, you're not here for that. You can go and read several articles about that stuff. But anyway, Courtney's video really made me think about that. Now, I want to give you 3 rotten movies that I really like. One with 33%, one with 34%, and one with a shocking 24%. In descending order of tomato score, at 34%, Kiss the Girls, which is a serial killer thriller from 1995 starring Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd. This gets reviewed as being really hollow or clunky, but I want to make a video essay about this someday. I think it's a really rich, ahead of its time film that's got a lot in it about misogyny. Not just a killer that hates women, but a society that hates women, and even some heroes that we root for that might have some misogynistic tendencies as well. There's some great performances from the leading cast, some great imagery and symbolism, and just some really great thrills. Like, if you really like these kind of serial killer thrillers from the mid-90s, or dare I say it, are interested in feminism in film, this is a real gem. The 13th Warrior, now we're cooking. This is rated 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's supposedly the film that made Omar Sharif quit acting. Everybody hated it at the time, but it is a poetic masterpiece that has aged like a fine wine. It's about an Arab diplomat in the 10th century who gets press ganged by a bunch of Viking warriors into fighting an ancient evil. I mean, this film has Antonio Banderas playing an Arab and features a scene where he learns Norse overnight by listening to Vikings at a campfire. There are certainly things that it should have done differently. But look past the occasional clunk and you will have an epic lyrical adventure about the past, the future, myth, mortality, warriors, religion. It is filled with great characters, amazing battles and sieges and skirmishes, all shot for real with practical effects. It's an epic movie and I'm very passionate about it. And if you watch one movie on this list, please make it this one. And finally, with a paltry 24%, it's Van Helsing, a reimagining of a classic Hammer horror characters turned into an action movie from the early noughties. Now, you might be saying, Lawrence, this is a guilty pleasure. You have to be talking about this ironically. You love it in a nostalgic way. I have searched my soul on this, and maybe there is a cheesiness, an easiness, a silliness I love. But honestly, I think Van Helsing has gotten better and better and better as the years have gone on. Hugh Jackman could just sell anything. He's just brilliant. Richard Roxburgh, that plays Dracula, just completely eats the scenery. Just, what's the cheesiest, most Saturday morning cartoon version of Dracula you could do? He does it, and he absolutely pulls it off. But honestly, the whole movie pulls it off. Yeah, the CGI looks ropey at some points, but actually it looks quite good today. And it might seem like wacky and stupid, but actually I just think it's a really stylized steampunk adventure that they couldn't make anymore. They probably couldn't make then, but for this one brief, beautiful moment in time, Stephen Sommers captured lightning in a bottle and made it a success. That's a line that Dracula says right at the beginning of the movie. Anyway, for hot takes and more of the films reviews, feels better than people, follow us on Instagram, bye.